So, Tim, we finally get to tour together. We've been talking about this, it
Yes,
seems like forever, and it's fantastic that we're doing it. So, yeah, what are we going to
I
be
know.
doing?
Well done, us. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Playing some gigs with my son Quincy and one with my mate Bernd, and you're doing a few with me and one with our mutual friend Danny Wilson. It's going to be great. It's great that we're going to have you back in the country. I think we've missed you. It's been a
Oh,
while.
that's sweet.
I think our sets, our music is going to fit together well. Um, as you know, I was a big fan back in the day of the Balloon album, and I remember reaching out to you, I guess, sometime last year, and we became fast friends online, I suppose.
So, I think there's a lot of common ground in the music, right? I mean, that's what we've sort of discovered. I suppose that's no coincidence, really, but it felt like it was quite special.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I suppose it's no coincidence. One tends to be drawn to stuff that resonates in some way. I mean, that is often down to the influences, I guess. And I think that you and I have similar influences. I think we've both gone different directions with that. Obviously, our own personalities and tastes, etc., and just way of putting songs together. But there remains a um, a similarity in style, and I think it's going to be a nice evening for people who like one or other of our music. Is pretty much guaranteed to like the other.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many people can say they open for Bill Hicks. So, and again, I was a big fan of his back in the day. I mean, still love his stuff, obviously, but
Could do with him
can
now, around these times. Goodness knows what he'd have made of the current state of the world. But
quite. I mean, it's really sad when people go way too early. You kind of, they obviously disappear physically, but also because they're not creating new stuff. I suppose with a few notable exceptions, it's very difficult um, for them to remain current, I suppose. I know that you and I both big fans of Nick Drake, and he seems to be the one uh, who has lasted the longest in a way, and in some ways he's the one that gives us all hope because he was struggling so much as a superbly talented young man. And for me, he's as good as anyone there's ever been in the songwriting ilk. I
are you
think.
going to be doing any new material? One question I wanted to ask you, because I know you've been
Oh,
working on a new Departure Lounge record, right? Am I allowed to talk about that or not?
yeah, please do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty much done, and we're just figuring out how to release it because we want to get a few things in place. We definitely don't want to release this on our own, so we're sort of putting a team together at the moment.
It's tricky to try and make this work. The music that we're both writing, to some extent, is quite more expansive than perhaps the facilities or the logistics allow in these kind of gigs. You have to find a way of making it work in these spaces, and I think that's for me that's always been a challenge. But it's always been something that we've done. Ballooners, I rarely played a gig with the full band representing every single element of the music we've done. So we've managed always to try and I think the songs are hopefully robust enough and interesting enough to stand up in all sorts of shapes and forms. And one of the great exciting things for me is being able to do versions of them that don't quite maybe include all the brass and all the strings and all the rest of it that might be on a recorded version, but still the core of that song hopefully remains. And the song, whether it's the words or the voice or the key melodies, that's kind of what we're trying to communicate. I think it's going to be a very exciting shows we're doing here. I can't wait. Bring it on.
Me too, absolutely, and I agree with you that the not all songs work in a stripped down format, but it tends to be a good test of how good a song is. And then you have to find new and interesting ways to keep them fresh, um, without necessarily doing a Bob Dylan so that people can't even recognize the whatever you're playing. But yeah, I've enjoyed digging up some of my old songs recently and doing them in different ways.
We'll be playing. Let me just tell people so I can not forget this. We're playing the Prince Albert, aren't we? In Stroud, great little pub down there, great music venue, lovely people. Lottie who runs the place down there. The Folklore Rooms, Jacko runs that. A great venue in Brighton. You've played there before, I know. And then a
Yeah,
church over in
favourite.
Oxford, the United Reformed Church, which Dom, who runs the Oxford sessions, is kindly hosting for us. Fantastic. All these people are terrific supporters of grassroots music. Without them, independent musicians like you and I would have nowhere to go. So so happy to be able to be on that bandwagon with them and doing this with you. Looking forward to it.